Are we streaming now?
Mm-mm.
We're not?
Well, I don't know. Maybe there's audio, but I have my phone volume
Well,
down.
there should be a video. I'm so sorry.
You tried to get
I
it
worked
done.
so hard for so long. Why is this not easy? Wait, it says I'm streaming.
Oh, here you are. Look at that.
I'm streaming?
Yeah.
All right. We're on YouTube. All right.
I don't know why the dog is groaning.
It has happened. Oh, look. I got to change out. We have toys. You guys should be seeing me on YouTube here momentarily. Angela does see me. And Angela, how's the sound in your headphones looking?
I can't tell. I wasn't paying attention.
But can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
good.
can.
You guys, we're live on YouTube right now. And the channel name is... Well, Angela will put it in the chat. Are you on TikTok, Angela?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to put the name in the chat?
The name of your...
The name of the YouTube live.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
I wish I could screenshot it.
You look good, Angela. You look really good. You guys are going to see Angela. Isn't this exciting? It's the world premiere of Angela. I have Angela on the Blackmagic 4K. And let me just actually do this and then do this. Got a moaning dog over here. Oh, look, and now my book is obscured. Never even thought of that. Maybe we'll have to... Can you guys see me on YouTube yet? Or no? You can see me on YouTube, right, Angela?
Yep.
Well, everyone should see me on YouTube. I need y'all to see me on YouTube. The shot that I have set up here for you today is on YouTube. Thank you, Delicate. It's good to see you guys, by the way, and happy Monday to you. Oh my God, Delicate's shouting, Angela! Come on, look up, Angela.
Two real live YouTube premiere. I'm working on this.
Delicate can see you.
I know you guys can see what I'm doing.
Can you guys hear? How's the sound? Does it sound all right on YouTube?
I wonder if it's like echoed, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you have the YouTube on at the same time as the TikTok.
Yeah.
That might not be fun.
No, it might not be. I'm so excited right now. I can't believe we're live. I'm gonna have to do some tweaking to the set and stuff, of course. And there's
Dr. Susan's here. Mandy's here.
Dr. Susan, where are they? I gotta get the chats up here. So
I'm gonna keep looking at the chat on TikTok.
Okay. We have two viewers right now.
Sorry, this must be really boring, Dale.
Hey, it's not boring, Angela. This is brand new stuff here. I wonder if there's you guys, you're going to bear with me, aren't you? Because we care about one another, don't we? Ah, shit. View. I don't need to see. I should be able to see the YouTube chats. This is what I want to see the most. We are, Thank you for your patience, you guys.
Mandy's so cute. She said, "Hey, today's the day."
Today's the day.
Yep.
There she is.
You pulled it off, Dale. It's awesome.
I did, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I still need to get the chat up here, and this stupid thing, I don't want this anymore.
Do you have to today, or is that something you can figure out
later?
No,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it here in a second. I'm just figuring things out, people. What I'm probably not going to be able to do is like sling media very quickly and easily today. Hi, Angela.
Hey.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You look wonderful as always. So glad to be
Claire
with
is
you.
here. She says, "OMG, hi! You're from the Don's Plum documentary."
Oh yeah, that's right. I am. Hi, Claire. Where are you? She's at YouTube?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on TikTok.
Okay. Hi, Claire. I'm so sorry that my sound is crap because we're just doing the YouTube live now. We're moving over to YouTube so that we can say really terrible and crass things without penalty. So you can get there. Angela's with me, by the way. And Angela, what's the name of the YouTube channel? It's Too Real with Dale Wheatley. Is that right?
The channel is Too Real with Dale Wheatley.
Too Real with Dale Wheatley.
The live stream is Too Real Live YouTube premiere.
Yeah, and we talk about everything. We have 3 viewers on YouTube right now, so things are really heating up. But I need to get. Oh,
Claire's asking, "Am I not supposed to watch on TikTok?" You can.
Claire, you can watch on TikTok.
You can be wherever.
We're going to eventually be totally simulcasting on TikTok. But if you want to join us on YouTube, you'll have way better audio, and you'll see Angela. And this is going to be a little bit of a weird live. We've been doing this now for a few months, and we've been doing it pretty much every day. So we're starting to get decent at it. And so we decided to turn it into a profession. And so we've sold everything, and we're just going all in. We have a couple followers, but we think we can go all the way to the top. And we're asking you to come with us, Claire. Would you please? I'm so sorry.
Claire's asking, "Are you and Leo friends again now?"
We are not. We are mortal enemies. As a matter of fact, behind me is a book that I just recently published called Too Real, a Hollywood Memoir that I wrote because Leo called me a liar in the New York Post documentary that you spoke about, Claire, when you came in and you joined this live. So he called me a liar. If you remember from at the end of that, DiCaprio said I'm a liar and I'm a thief, basically, through his publicist. Got me very mad. And so I spent 4 years writing Too Real, a Hollywood Memoir. And it is a very salacious bit of memoiring, I must say. You can check everything out at the link in my bio. You just click on that, and that'll take you to my website, and then you can click on anything you want after that. So many things to click on.
Claire said, "I thought maybe he was just mad." That's true.
Me too. I'm I don't know what to say except that I thought he was just mad too for a minute. Honestly, I thought he would get over it within a couple of weeks because it was so stupid. I did not think that I would spend the next 30 fucking years dealing with it at all. I thought for sure that the truth was going to come out, that it was going to be painfully obvious, and that we were all going to be hunky-dory friends again. I really did. I was sure of it. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know. I certainly fantasized about that on the regular. It was...
What, that you were going to make up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How would that go? How did you fantasize
for fucking
going?
10 years. For 10 straight years. I was like, man, I wish... I fantasized. That, he'd come to his senses, that I don't know, that he would realize that Toby was a fucking scumbag. Finally. Didn't happen, though. They're still chummy. Still very good friends.
Claire says maybe you both just need to talk again, over drinks or coffee.
Well, he knows how to find me because he has the whole universe at his disposal.
Need to go to a fashion show in Milan together, and
we need to go to a fashion show in Milan together. Yes, I've always wanted to. Have you ever wanted to do something like that? Go to a fashion show in Milan, Angela?
No.
Why not?
I don't like to dress up.
I'm trying to find these. Oh, really?
I've designed my life in a way that I don't ever have to wear uncomfortable shoes. And it's nice.
I'm trying to get to the YouTube comments, guys, and so you just have to forgive me. Shut up, dog.
Should I walk him?
Yeah, you can walk him if you want, but here, let me just switch
All
to...
right, I'll be right back.
All right, guys. Angela's going to go walk the dog.
He's complaining so much.
We're going solo until Angela walks the dog. You know, that's what I love about YouTube Live. And, you know, this is we call this Live 2 Real. And how more real can it be than having your co-host walk the dog right in the middle of the fucking thing? You know what I mean? That's as real as it gets. You know what I mean? Oh, how did it... Oh, let me transition to this. Oh, my bad, guys. I don't know. Oh, that's why. I see.
Did you figure out how to turn on one?
No, I'm just switching cameras because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's day one, guys. This is day one on YouTube. It's going to be a mess. You know. You've got it on both, Tanner, and there's a lag. That's interesting. Well, pick your favorite one. I'm gonna go. Oh, you know, I'm gonna switch this out here to. Okay. This is fun, guys. I promise you this is going to be like so much better, but we're going to go through a little bit of transition. I hope you can bear with me as we do. And there was this there's the YouTube comments, and I don't know why I can't see it. And I don't think I'm going to go put my own, you know what I mean, my own YouTube channel on, because that would be just fucking weird. I don't want to do that. It's been a really hairy time trying to transition from TikTok to YouTube. I've had to make all these like little, you know, these things you guys are seeing, that Dawn's Plum, you know, all these little fucking bars and stuff. But, you know, I think it's okay, right? Is it all right? You guys think it's all right? I can't see your comments. This is driving me crazy. Chat rate is 2. We have 12 views. Oh, here we go. YouTube Live. Oh my goodness. I wish I could see the damn comments. Oh, you know what I can do? You guys, bear with me. This is going to be like the choppy Monday. And then, by the way, the Karen retrial, if you weren't watching, if you're not following it, it's so crazy. It's a mental trial. Like, as a, thank you so much for following. That's so great. Thank you so much, Claire. It's going to be a blast. It really is, I think. And by the way, when you go to the website, if you're interested in the book, and the book is a really great read, if you go to Amazon, check out the reviews. They're coming in from around the world. People are loving the book. You can get the ebook for like a cup of coffee. It's 50% off right now. So $9.99 divided by 2. So it's like $5, and you just put 2 real 50 in the cart on my Shopify store, and it's yours for like $5. And I kind of sneer at it because it's not a lot of money, but I'm giving you the money I would normally give to Amazon. So, you know, I just give that money back to you instead of giving it to Amazon, which I am so happy to do. Turn on YouTube comments in OBS. You know what sucks? Is that the whole world does everything by video. And I don't need this by video, but every single response right now is by video to my stupid question. Isn't that crazy? So today, I'm doing this like weird little simulcast, and I really don't know how well it's going to go. If you're on YouTube, you're obviously getting the better sound. If you're not on YouTube, then you're not getting the better sound. But I need to see my comments, or it's going to really drive me crazy, because what's cool about our live, Claire, is that it's driven by you guys, by our friends who come here and hang out with us every night, and they're the ones that really make it really entertaining. We're the ones who yak back and forth, but they're the ones that make it, you know, real fun. I'm bringing Angela back right now. You know why? Because she's so great. There she is, man. Look at that. Oh my God, isn't this great? There she is. Claire, if you're still here, and I'm Angela normally takes care of the comments, and because I have 55-year-old eyes. That's old eyes. Like when I would go shopping and see something that's 55 years old, I'd be like, damn, that's 55 years old, and like that's my eyes. Anyway, yeah. We've been doing this for months, and no one's seen Angela's face. This is the first day that anyone has seen Angela. And they're all like, damn, she is.
Mandy said, you Googling how to turn on comments is so adorably boomer.
Well,
are you a boomer? You're not a boomer.
I am not a boomer.
I think boomers are like...
I reject boomerisms.
Their boomers are still 60 years old, right?
I think no. I think
really
I think the youngest boomer is 65 years old.
I think you might be right.
Which, by the way, I'm shocked they're that young. Aren't you?
Yes. Yo, can you just lie down?
Angela's not used to being on camera, so she's working the dog.
Well, I'm just...
Let's let him be. He'll do whatever. It is, I guess, kind of boomer adorable, but you don't understand. Have you ever been into this OBS? It's like a whole studio. I have like 2 monitors. I got, me on 2 screens. I can load things on one side, and it's a busy piece of software. And I know it seems like I'm being like elderly, but I actually edit movies. Like I can move around software pretty well. I just don't know where. It's not in the view panel. It's not in my docs. So I don't know where it is.
Did you answer Claire's question about if you sell Don's Plum physical copy?
I think I just found it. I'm sorry.
Claire had a question about whether you sell Don's Plum physical copies.
Oh, I'm so excited. Hang on a second. I'm getting my chat up and I'm really excited. Now, this is a boomer moment.
Did you hear?
I'm sorry. This was Claire?
Yes.
What did Claire ask?
I don't know if you answered this question before I came back. If you sell Don's Plum physical copies.
Hang on. Let me just say yay to chat. I am now fully on board. Ask away. What was your question?
For the 4th time.
Yes, please. For the very 4th time.
Claire wants to know if you sell Don's Plum physical copies.
I don't. That would be illegal. I am not a thief, as Leo likes to call me. What was it saying? I am not.
If you sold physical copies, that would make you a thief?
What's happening? Are you guys... I don't know what's going on. I'm getting an error. Say that again, Angela?
You're saying that if you sold physical copies, it would make you a thief?
Yes, if I sold... So, yes, Claire, I'm so sorry. Yes, I can't sell Don's Plum because Don's Plum's not mine to sell. Who owns the copyright is a matter of dispute, actually, and one I'd rather be happy to take up. Only I have to wait until I can raise enough money to lawyer up, as they say, and the only way I'll be able to do that is if all the people of the world buy at least one copy of my book. If all of the people of the world buy at least one copy of my book, that would be 8 billion copies sold, and I would be able to sue everybody. So let us hope. Until then, and by the way, while I kid, I truly want to, I truly do want to open this up legally. I truly do want to discover exactly who does have the rights, and then get them back, because whoever it is that does have the rights, they have a fiduciary duty, to me and to the rest of the shareholders, because almost all the people who joined in on Don's Plum joined in for deferment and back-end pay. So there's a fiduciary duty to those shareholders, and that's not being fulfilled. So I want to find
he can't just sit on it. He has to sell it or exploit it somehow so that you guys make your money.
Exactly that.
So Claire's saying in the documentary it was the McDonald's guy. So so Todd Beckman.
Well, he claims to have ownership.
But you don't think that's true?
I don't know. I just don't know it to be true. I'm not going to just take his fucking word for it. Do you know what I mean? First of all, that guy doesn't even belong in the documentary in the first place.
Yeah, he lied about a lot of things.
If you read my book, you'll be able to count all of the times that I mention him on one finger. He's, and the book is 572 pages. Like, Todd Beckman is a non-factor, if you will.
You just
was a non-factor.
He wasn't even in the room.
I mean, I think he spent 2 hours in total in our presence. Maybe it was a few more. I mean, he has that moment where he's walking down, like in Don's Plum. If you watch Don's Plum, which, by the way, you click the link, you'll be able to watch Don's Plum for free in HD right here on this channel. And
Claire's on TikTok.
Claire's on TikTok?
So she can follow the link in your bio.
Yeah. We have 3 viewers, by the way.
Nice.
Oh, we have 0 viewers. I don't know what happened. Did we get disconnected?
Claire, it is not illegal to watch Don's Plum. It's just
no, it's not illegal.
Dale's not allowed to sell it.
That's right.
Claire says she's seen it and liked it.
Oh, you did?
That's great.
That's so fantastic. I'm so worried that YouTube is, I don't know. Is the YouTube stream working out okay, guys? I hate to be that live. You know, like I watch like some live playbacks, and I'm like, I see these, you know, dudes. Hey, is this working? Knock, knock, knock. Is anybody there? Knock, knock, knock. But it's kind of like that right now. Man is obsessed with seeing Angela. I know she's. Me too. Me too. Every bloody day.
You're still live, but I think it's lagged.
Is it lagging? Is that what's happening?
No, I don't mean lagging. Like, it's not a streaming problem. It's like you have a time lag.
Oh, I see.
Like, I'll talk to you, and then I'll see it happen on the video after.
Gotcha. I'm going to eventually be assigning moderation. Moderation. Is that what it is? Is it called moderation? Yeah, moderation.
I think so.
Yeah, privileges to you, so that we can take care of this shit, like this deluge of humanity that comes into our life.
So popular.
We knew we were going to be popular. We just didn't know we were going to be this popular. You know what I'm saying?
Your name is going to be on lights.
It's going to be on lights, I tell you. Well, anyway, so we're so glad to be here. And I suppose I'll eventually have a really nice little opening that I'll say, like, you know, let's try one. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Two Real Live with Dale Wheatley. No?
Great.
Do you like that?
That's ship it. Perfect. No notes.
You're not helping. You know what I mean?
I don't think I've ever heard you do the giggle before.
Oh, you're gonna get them all on this channel. Forget about it. Now that we're live on YouTube, I'm gonna hold nothing back.
Did you make a list of things to talk about today?
I have. That's a great question, and I normally do, and you know that, but I haven't today. So we do have the usual stuff, and we'll get into that. But I don't have anything other than that. And you know why, Angela? Because I have spent 3-4 straight days, 10 hours a day probably, building out this live. And it's not impressive. It says YouTube is not getting enough for smooth streaming. As such, viewers will... Oh my goodness, this is terrible. What do you mean? Why?
And so the only way to figure this out is to troubleshoot it while you're live? Because that's like not a nice experience. Right?
No, it's not.
I have some things I want to talk about.
Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them.
Mandy says you need to do some catchphrases or a jingle.
I got to do catchphrases over a jingle. I'm terribly distraught over the fact that our feed is so bad. I don't understand why it would be. Yes, well, go ahead.
Well, so earlier I was telling you that this person shared this graph. It's like one of those, I don't know what these are called. Let me show you guys. What are those called? It's like a shape graph.
Yeah, infograph?
I don't know. Yeah, sure. Anyway, so this is Canadian researchers have detailed the best lifestyle choices to make to reduce greenhouse gases.
Okay. That sounds great. I wish people could fucking... I hope people can hear you okay on the live. Because I just see it buffering and, man, it's not going well.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk about that instead of this?
No, go ahead. I just don't know. I'm unsure that anyone's having a decent experience on YouTube right now, and that's very upsetting.
You'll be able to watch it back, right? After?
I mean, at this point, I just feel like shutting down the YouTube live and then just...
Do that then.
I don't know. It's depressing. I'm really sad because I've worked so hard for this.
Well, okay, so you tried it. It's a work in progress, bro. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm trying to give I want those hanging out with us to have. You can hear everybody? Okay, great. Claire can hear everybody, so let's just go. Let's go with that. If Claire can hear, then if everybody's switching over, and I'm just going to continue this horrible stream.
And we'll check it out later.
I'll figure out the problems
later.
later.
We'll troubleshoot it another time.
Very sad. Oh, you know what I'm going to do, though? So go ahead, Angela. Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that it was amazing that it's such a drastic difference between all the other things that they researched that you could do to reduce greenhouse gases as one person on the planet. And the biggest impact that you can make is having one fewer child.
One fewer child.
Yes, and I think it's just interesting to talk about. Currently, for some reason, there's this, all of a sudden, it seems, this pro-natalist movement where all these rich guys are talking about how it's super important to make as many children as possible.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah, I know.
This didn't used to be a thing.
Yeah. Well, there was like
I'm sure it's racist. I can't imagine why else they would want to do that. They're so worried about being minorities.
So having one child,
or
having no children, or having one less child,
yes,
is like one of those. So we've been really great to the environment.
So in terms of savings per action, right, is what this graph is demonstrating.
Yeah.
So in tons of carbon dioxide per person per year saved. The second greatest thing you can do is go vegan. So you would save 3.76 tons of carbon dioxide per year if you went vegan. But the next thing is if you have one fewer child, it's 58.6.
58.6
tons of carbon dioxide per year per person.
That's pretty nuts.
So that's a lot. If you avoid one transatlantic flight, you could save 1.6 tons of carbon dioxide per person.
Well,
it just goes to show that people are big consumers.
We're low.
So if we have less people, we do better.
I'm so sorry that I'm slightly distracted, and I know you can tell.
I know.
But I did hear everything, and I am distracted because I do want this to work, and it's not, and I'm obviously upset about it. But that what's most encouraging about all that is how, like, it makes me want to be able to, I feel like throwing something out the window because, like, I'm so good with carbon. I might as well. I could just like I could throw a couple things out the window and that's like totally fine.
You could take a transatlantic flight,
and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Because I had one less child.
Yes, if you're vegan and you're childless.
I love it. Honestly, I thought it was just going to be so big. I really did. I thought it was going to be the biggest.
You wrote about that in your book, right? That you think that everything you do is just going to be the biggest shit ever.
I thought, dude, I was fucking going to print up wristbands.
Yeah, of course.
It was going to be so big. And Mandy wants me to slide my. I know. I got to slide the book. I got to figure out the set, Mandy. I do. I'm so upset that you guys are having such a shitty experience because, like, I put together, just so you guys know, I show you pictures. I got like this camera shooting me. I got a camera shooting Angela. It's all like my gear that I've used both in film and in videography. I got a Pocket 4K over there and a fucking SH1 over here.
So your book is out of the
great gear
for the YouTube feed. Your book is out of the frame.
Well, just because you're in it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because you're.
Can you move me to another spot?
I can. It's just not as appealing.
Why don't you just scoot me down or up?
And it really doesn't matter because the fucking YouTube does not work well.
We'll work on it tomorrow. We'll change the set. Thanks, Mandy. That's a good note. We'll figure it out.
I mean, I can do. Anyway, let's. Here, I'll do this. I'm just going to move down to this.
I brought something else to talk about.
So I thank you for that last segment though, because that was really cool, and it was also very, very, very interesting. God, I'm so distracted. I'm so sorry.
I know.
What else did you bring? I'm going to transition that so that you can see the book. Okay, what else did you bring? Although I don't like Angela down there, she's my superior officer.
Well, let's move the book then.
Yeah, we'll move the book, but I'm going to.
Okay, check it out, Dale. Yeah. If you grab the book, and you put it down in front of Werner Herzog. I think it'll work because it's
Yeah,
on a
but
little
then
stand.
there'll be a hole there. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Let's see.
You got to move it over though. There you go. Does
Get
it
a
work?
piece of it.
It's not a very good way to feature your book, is it?
You guys cannot be even remotely convinced that I worked on this at all, because this is as bad a disaster as it can go. Okay,
Well,
what's
you
your
need
next thing? Because
you need another book up there then, because like
I know
for the TikTok it's empty.
we've destroyed the set. Oh,
You better put it back up.
burn it to the ground. All right, what's your next topic?
Genre films.
Now I gotta move the monkey.
No, you're good. Genre films are slaying, killing it.
I know.
Okay, so
I guess I
check
gotta
this
write
out.
one.
Genre movies getting made for under $2 million are getting solid distribution and making a solid amount of money,
Yeah,
and it should be celebrated.
it should be celebrated. It's
So-
also so it, just in case anyone didn't hear that, because I know my audio is not what it used to be because I'm fucking up this whole live thing, but $2 million budgets are getting back into are back in style. So low budgets, like it's been going on forever. Roger Corman's been doing it. Jason Blum, from Blumhouse, you guys all know him from Blumhouse. He's been doing it for pretty near 20 years now, probably, right? So it is absolutely not a new thing. It's wonderful when these like a couple of lower budget movies, like the $6 million, what was it, Nora? Is that what it? Anora,
yeah.
correct. So Anora, these kinds of things, when they go out and do great numbers, there's always attention to these lower budget films, and so I'm excited for that, and that's really great news. It's when that news is about non-genre films getting attention and doing well, and I'll be more interested in that in terms of seeing a trend moving in a direction that's favorable to not just low budget independent films but art house films in general. Really happy for genre films, but genre films have such a wide market reach, so it'll be interesting to see if we ever see again a time when a movie like Don's Plum could be released and do $50 million in the summer box office.
This article about this is in Variety,
Okay.
where this movie was made for $1 million. It became the biggest opening weekend to date for IFC, where it made $3.8 million, which is not a lot of money, but because it was made for $1 million, it's a huge success. And it's a horror film called Clown in a Cornfield.
Clown in a Cornfield
Yes.
is the name of the horror film.
Is the name of it.
So like maybe art blurs into genre.
And I don't know if you can tell what it's about.
I love when art and genre come together. Clown in a Cornfield?
Yes.
What is that about? That has got to be about a drunk in Kansas?
A clown in a cornfield.
Oh, it is a clown in a cornfield.
Yes.
Is it a clown with a chainsaw in a cornfield?
Yeah.
He's not cutting corn.
It looks really bad.
It looks terrible.
But it didn't have to make a ton of money to be a huge success, and I think that's the lesson. It should be celebrated, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Small budget films succeeding.
The one success I had today with today's YouTube premiere, it's otherwise a disaster, but Mandy and Delicate and Stefan and I don't know if Stefan has actually gone to check it out yet, because we're still streaming live even though it's broken as fuck. So I don't even care, just whatever. Putting out is the world premiere of Two Real Live on YouTube was a disaster. It was a fucking train wreck, and I'm not getting off. You know what I'm saying? Staying on it. But all the nice audio is on YouTube. You just won't be able to tell because it's totally delayed and lagging.
Do you want to hear from the chat?
Yeah.
So I was sharing that statistic about how much carbon dioxide a person can save by having one less child.
Yeah.
Mandy said, "Damn, I always knew my second child was a mistake."
Oh, shit.
That's hilarious.
Somebody's not reading somebody's phone.
That's so funny. Oh,
That's
man.
harsh. Well, listen, I totally knew where you're coming from, because we're just talking shit. I don't have a talking shit banner. I got to just put a talking shit banner up eventually.
Tanner's asking, isn't Fox Spotlight, maybe that's Searchlight, isn't it also now owned by Disney? Do you keep up with that? About like what the studios are doing and
Fox
merging?
Searchlight is... I don't know. I haven't been following who's buying who at all.
Tanner said small budget horror films are some of the best horror films.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, they have to tap in. This goes to when we talked about Lars von Trier and Thomas Vinterberg and that whole Dogma 95 era where they restricted filmmakers, with things like only being able to shoot on video and only being able to use source sound, for example, and natural light. Lights, like I got a big old light burning up here, for example, so to light the beautiful Angela Carvalho. But as Lars said, he did it so that he could like unleash the creativity of, unleash the creativity, reveal the unlimited creativity within limitations. And I think when you have low budget like genre guys and gals out there who are dreaming stuff up, they gotta put their monsters in the shadows. And
it makes it better.
And it makes it better because
all of the
nothing's worse than what you're afraid of under the bed. It's not what you see, it's what you don't fucking see.
Right. And it's all like all of the best horror films like from the 80s and 70s, they were all low budget.
For sure.
That was before all the budgets were insane. Tanner said Jason Blum movies are smaller than 2 million.
He'll do up to 5.
Yeah, that's still considered small, right?
He'll do up to 5, but yeah, they're small. He prefers them small, and it's a funny thing because like Jason Blum gets all this credit, and he's cool. He wanted to buy Don's Plum. He was a good friend to the movie. He's still a good friend of RD's, but Jason Blum didn't change the world. He just kept something going that nobody else was doing. Oddly, people like to get paid, but they want to get paid up front because people don't want to take risks. Not even filmmakers or producers. They don't want to take risks. They want the salaries. They want the big expensive salaries. They want the write up in Variety talking about how much fucking money they made. But I almost misspoke there because I was going to say real filmmakers, which would be incorrect way to put this. But in the independent world, our best position is our equity. And when your equity is the thing you rely on the most, I think you get. I think it requires more of the soul. You know what I mean? Like. It needs more from you than relying on somebody's money. And it's a funny thing because Kevin Smith is a good example. He made Clerks, and everybody loved Clerks, and he became this big famous filmmaker. And then he made Mallrats, which if you don't know this, was a massive flop. I mean, fucking tremendous fall from grace. And when he made Mallrats, he got a much bigger budget than he had with Clerks. Millions of dollars, and he had actors like Ben Affleck and Jason Lee and all these others, and it flopped. Did
it?
Oh, it flopped. It was, believe me, it was terrible. It was so bad that
because it got a huge theatrical release, right?
Yeah, it got a real release. It got it was from the film from the maker of Clerks. I mean, Clerks was this runaway art house hit.
How weird.
But the truth is that Clerks didn't do great business. The Clerks only did $4 or $5 million in the box office.
Yeah, it was just a huge success because it was so cheap.
Because it was made for $25,000. But anyway, I digress.
Tanner said, and we need more practical effects again in movies. Like, I want a new live-action Ninja Turtles. That's great.
Yeah.
That was a really good movie. They nailed it.
I love it.
Mandy said, I love small-budget horror. I'm the biggest horror buff. I jump into 1-star ratings. How do you feel about do you jump into 1 star, maybe it's a bad movie but I want to check it out anyway?
I will check out bad movies that I know or I've been told are bad from the start. Yeah, I'll do that. It's a rare thing. It's not something I look terribly forward to.
It's a lot easier to do with horror. I'm with Mandy on this. It's like, because it's, I don't know, the genre just, you can suspend disbelief a lot easier and just go along for the ride. Like, what are they trying to do with me? Okay, it's a jump scare. That's lame. It doesn't matter. It's fun, Yep.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I just started recording because I was like, oh shit, I forgot I can be recording this at the same time.
Oh, how?
I have a record button.
Oh, weird.
It's just saving to my hard drive.
Hey, fancy.
I have a terrible headache, but I'm in a particularly good mood. And I'll tell you why. Even though my YouTube premiere is a fucking disaster, I still worked my ass off to get it there. And a few of you got to see Angela. And that pleases me. I worked very hard to put her shot together. And she's on my Blackmagic Pocket 4K. It's my favorite camera because I just love everything. I love the codecs. I love it all. It's got a pretty picture. And so that's my success story. Is that
you did succeed? It was a big success.
And I'll get the rest right, and then the public will come beyond just our our little two real family that we've got on TikTok.
Claire is asking, will you and RD make a movie together again?
Well, that was the dream. I don't know, man. There's a lot that has interfered with that. In 2014, I released an open letter admonishing Leo for the things he had done. And it was ultimately an olive branch that Leo refused. And it went dormant. Nobody really picked up on it. And I was foolish enough to believe that because Leonardo DiCaprio was attached to it, that people would pay attention to it. And I was terribly wrong about that. And so it didn't go very well for me at all. And then the following year, he got nominated for Revenant. And then this person in Brazil, whose name I could never remember, did a Today I Learned on Reddit, and it hit the front page. And, the whole thing kind of blew up. And and during the period of between when I published a letter in 2014 and 2015, when Leo got nominated for The Revenant and the letter somehow got, thrust into some of the spotlight, RD and I were planning to make a movie together. And he was financing it with some money he got for shooting Christmas Story 2, I think it was. So we were gonna make a movie together, and Angela, was a big part of editing and working on the screenplay for that movie. It was a movie called I Am Loving You. Actually, the screenplay is behind me, right there. Anyway, but then when the open letter blew up, RD, he got crushed, and so he didn't want to work with me anymore because he didn't want the attention of Leo ruining his life. It's all in the book. It's pretty crazy. I hope that RD and I do work together again. I think we should. I've been advocating for this for 30 years. I've been trying to get the whole band together.
The whole band?
Sans Leo, sans the P posse, myself, Jerry, RD, and then we'll put the rest of the pieces together. But I've been unable to do that.
Maybe it's a podcast.
Huh?
Maybe it's a podcast.
Maybe.
Do you think that
one that doesn't lag?
Do you think that he would get interviewed by you? Do you think he would appear on your podcast as a guest?
Do I think that... Say that again? Do I think what?
Do you think RD Rob would appear on your podcast as a guest?
I think he will become a guest. I think he's going to become the grand guest, the big guest. He's going to be like the Andy Kaufman of this thing.
Mandy said, "I love using sans."
Elisa, are you planning a reeler or more stuff relating to Don's Plum, like the deposition stuff like that? Yes. I don't know why I answered in chat. You know why? Because we're fucking yes. In chat.
In the chat.
I'm answering in chat because my fucking thing lags so bad. Yes, we're gonna get deep into Don's Plum for sure. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. By the way, thank you for coming, Alyssa, and stopping by on YouTube. I'm sorry for the lag. You're not even going to get this until next week.
Next week? That's how long the
It's
lag
going to be
is.
like, oh, he's in the middle of, he's saying something to me directly. I'll wait another hour. We finished season 2 of White Lotus. I approve.
Yeah, we're late.
I greatly approve.
Everybody's already talked about it.
I didn't. You know what I do? I don't subscribe to everything all at once because fuck it, man.
Oh, you
That's
mean the
like
streaming services?
Yeah, so like
That's too much.
we've been on a hiatus for Max for a couple years now. We've been consuming Apple and Netflix.
We had Max, it was HBO. That's how long it's been. That's how long. Now it's Max.
It'll be posted all by 10. Oh, that'll be interesting. Mandy says she loves using sans. Me too. I love it. I like throwing in the occasional et al.
I hate it when you do that.
Do you know what I hate? When people say period dot finished.
That's really bad.
Yeah, that bothers me. You know what? You know what I love? I love when people make up words. That's my favorite thing. Whether they do it intentionally or unintentionally, where they take words that exist and they turn it into a different word. Like they create a word that isn't even necessary, like where there are other words already in place for that word. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I don't have a great example right now, but when I think of one, I'm going to drop it.
I like to combine words into one that don't belong together.
You like what?
I can't think of
Oh, I
any
do.
right
I do
now
it all
either.
the time. Like just like putting a duck bill on a otter. I don't know.
A duck bill on an otter.
Yeah. A daughter.
A daughter. Yeah.
Don't call me daughter. Oh, we're gonna get banned. I got a chat rate of 4. I can't wait till the YouTube is like smooth.
Do you want to talk about the trial? Do you want to?
Karen Black, bro. Let me switch
No,
the
Karen
thing.
Reed. Karen Black.
Karen Reed. Karen Black was a good actor. I loved her.
Also, I think there's some Baldoni news. Some
Dude,
Baldoni lawsuit news.
I'm sorry because tomorrow I'll be working on lag all day. Okay. Yes, please. Let's talk about the Karen Reed trial, which is just nuts. And do you want to? You're the one who watched it. I watched some of it. Look, my God, man. Like the cops are bad people. They're just bad people.
You don't have to watch like true crime content or listen to it very long before you understand that most cases are completely screwed up by bad police work.
God,
And this is no different.
crazy.
Yeah. Like even if it wasn't a cover up, it's just they just bungled everything, and
So-
it's just there's no way that this family can get justice with the kind of police work they did.
So for those of you who don't know, if you haven't been following the Karen Reed trial, Karen Reed is on trial. This her second trial. She was the first trial was a hung jury. This trial she's up for. They actually upped the charge, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah, I don't think she was up for second degree murder in the first trial. But she's up for second degree murder in this trial.
Weird.
And
They made it harder to prove after they got a hung
yeah,
jury?
because what they're alleging is that she didn't. It wasn't an accident that she meant to hit him, and that she meant to leave him there, and that the whole thing was this big sort of sham of theatrics to discover the body. So that's the whole point of them illustrating that she knew where the body was exactly, even though nobody else could see it in the car, and so on and so forth when they approached it. Anyway, so Karen Reed is getting her second trial. And their contention, the defense, is that she dropped him off at a party that was at a very well-known, well-respected boys' club, kind of is how it seems in terms of descriptions I've been reading. Cop house, last name Albert, and they're like a big deal. They have like a lineage of cops.
It's Brian Albert's house.
Brian Albert, yeah.
He's a cop. The victim is a cop. He's like related to a cop through marriage. Like it's just a bunch of cop families. They're just cops that hang out with cops.
Okay.
The other,
Because like, who else would you hang out with?
I mean,
Regular Joes? No. Go ahead.
I know. I mean, I don't hang out with any cops, so I have no idea what their life is like. But their supervisor in the investigation, Sergeant Buchanich or something. I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah, it's like that. There's no itch in there, but he's like a Buca something.
Buchanich.
He's got a Buca thing going on.
Okay.
He's one of them weird names.
So he was on the stand for like 3 or 4 days. And they're kind of like laundering the prosecution and the defense are like laundering all of their evidence through him.
Yeah.
So he's like presenting a ton of evidence and just being asked like, did you know about this? Right? Just to show the jury.
Yeah.
It's really weird how they're going about it because the jury still hasn't seen any evidence from the coroner. The jury doesn't even really know that the victim is deceased.
Gotta do my captcha. Go ahead, Angela.
It's a really strange way to put a case forward. But anyway, so we saw in the last couple days since we talked about it.
Yeah.
He went through a bunch of text messages where Karen Reed, who's the defendant, is apparently trying to or succeeding at having an affair with, what's his name? Brian Higgins. Who is an ATF agent.
I'm telling you, you can't write this. It's got the names.
Very close friends with this whole group.
Karen Reed. Doesn't that sound like doesn't that sound like an author who's making a character about themselves, who reads a lot? Go ahead.
Reads a lot?
Go ahead.
That's really funny. She's a professor too, so she's
a fucking professor.
She reads a lot. So there was a bunch of text messages where these two people were apparently planning to have an affair. So the defense is doing a really good job of showing that there is possibly somebody else who's responsible for this man being found unalive.
Right.
That was really cringy, and of course this sergeant is like, doesn't have anything to do with that. And he's like, I don't know. I don't know what any of this is. But then he had to answer questions. Today was really juicy. So if you wanted to rewatch anything, today's a good day because they put a lot of video evidence of what happened at the police station after Karen Reed's car was seized as evidence, and also some really strange behavior by the people who lived in that house afterwards. So there's video inside the precinct of the I can't even remember the town's name. I'm doing a bad job at this.
Canton Police Department.
Okay. So at 1:30 in the morning. At 1:30 in the morning.
Right.
The last
1:35.
The last time that the dude was seen alive was 12:30.
Right.
In the morning.
Yes.
At 1:30 in the morning, one of the guys from the house, they think that it's Brian Albert, but it could be Brian Higgins. Both of them were at the scene. They're now, one of the guys is on surveillance footage walking through the precinct. He's in the police department. And he goes out to the parking lot where they have a bunch of impounded vehicles. And he's like looking in a bunch of vehicles. He goes from one to the other to the other. He's got like all the keys. And he's opening in and rummaging through and going from one vehicle to the other. And so, of course, what the conspiracy theory is that this guy suddenly has a problem. And that happened an hour ago, the last time the victim was seen alive, right? That the conspiracy is that suddenly these guys have a problem at that house where he was dropped off.
Yeah.
And now they have to move a body, and so they're going to see if there's any cars in the impound yard they can use because none of them would be traced back to them. What is the good explanation for this police officer to be in the police station in a blizzard conditions weather, right?
Yeah.
Really bad weather, blizzard conditions.
Yeah.
And he's walking through the police station and then rummaging around in cars. And he moves one car, but he's in like 3 different cars in the back, and you can see it all in the footage. Like, what's the good explanation for that?
There's no good explanation for that.
What are you doing out in a blizzard?
It's a fucking blizzard.
You had to go find something from
1:35 in the morning, and at that point, that man is on the lawn.
Maybe not.
Or somewhere else.
Maybe they're trying to figure out how to move a body.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
It's pretty weird. So that happened today.
Dr. Susan's got some stuff. You're taking care of the comments still in there?
No, I was telling you a story.
Oh, well, no, I'm saying...
Dr. Susan said, no way can it be explained. Yep. Mandy said that the charges are the same, but the legal teams have changed. Did you know that? From the last trial?
No.
The charges are the same, but the legal team has changed.
Oh. Well, I knew the prosecutor changed, but
that first guy was so boring. I must have thought he was the reason why they had a hung jury.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway, so the conspiracy seems to be that Karen Reed is being framed for a murder that Brian Higgins maybe was involved in committing.
Right.
Whether it was accidental or not. He summoned John O'Keefe, the victim, to the house. So Karen Reed drove him and dropped him off. And she says that she saw him go inside. And the next time she saw him, he was dead on the lawn, on the front lawn. So John...
God, so crazy.
But Brian Higgins was the one who is having an affair with Karen Reed and told John, her boyfriend, to come to the house.
Yeah.
So was he planning on fighting with him? Did he just call him over to hang out? Was there some sort of accident where they thought that he was an intruder? Because he arrived at 12:30 in the morning, and she said that the house was dark. So maybe he walked into a house where nobody was actually expecting him, and he got his ass kicked. Who knows?
Who knows?
But also, the sergeant today had to look at. He had to answer about the condition of the victim's body and the wounds that he saw at the coroner's office. Mortuary, I don't know, whatever.
Well, this was the most compelling stuff for me because they showed. So I'd been seeing mostly just a single photograph of the injuries to the arm.
Yes.
And I'd said to you that I felt like the injuries, while certainly you could say look like a dog bite.
Several dog bites.
There seemed to be a lacking of, or several dog bites, but there seemed to be a lacking of the underjaw, the lower jaw, and any damage to the arm. Well, the pictures I saw today answer that straight up. That looks like a wild animal.
Yeah,
got to his arm.
He got mauled,
and a substantial wild animal.
Yeah,
it would be in the area of large dog, small bear.
Yeah.
Kind of injuries, right?
Uh-huh.
The other thing is that you have the injury, you have these injuries, but you don't have any broken bones.
That's right.
So that doesn't look like a blunt object hit it or at any kind of speed, and it doesn't look like he smashed it against anything with any kind of force.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like something went after it as opposed to it, the arm striking something in some kind of being flipped, thrown, launched, hurled, whatever, towards something.
So the prosecution...
And there's nothing in the terms of the flagpole or anything like that that's
right.
going to make that make sense.
So the prosecution made a big deal of the evidence of damage on the car, but the only evidence of damage is a broken taillight.
Right.
And he apparently was struck so hard that he bore all these injuries on his body.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that that's consistent at all. I don't think that those match. His body and her car don't match as being connected to this event that harmed him so badly.
Alyssa on YouTube is asking, and this is a bit of a change of the subject, but this question's been pending for a while, so I'm just going to answer it if you don't mind, guys. She's asking about Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's just whether or not he made it certain not to, question specifically, did Leonardo DiCaprio make certain people not take Don's Plum for distribution, and what would he have said to them? So yes, Alyssa, just to answer Alyssa's question, thank you for your patience, guys. He did in fact do that, and what he did say was specifically, oh look, somebody just said, sorry for the lag, I'm so sorry for the lag.
Deal.
What he did say was, sorry, I'm just hoping. What he did say was specifically, so we talked about Jason Blum. Well, Jason Blum, in an interview with Premiere Magazine back in the day, I think it was 1998, the interview. In that interview, he described a phone call between Rick Yorn, which is Leonardo DiCaprio's manager, and Harvey Weinstein, for which he was present or privy, and to. And in that conversation, Harvey Weinstein was told by Rick Yorn that this is sum and substance. I'm not quoting it, but in sum and substance, if you work with Artie Robb or Don's Plum or Dale Wheatley, then there will be consequences. And that's some fucking ballsy shit to do. But he was the star of Titanic, and it worked. So now that, again, I actually have the actual Premiere magazine, the physical Premiere magazine from 1998.
Do you want me to get it?
Not right now, but it would be good to hold.
I have it on my phone. Do you want me to just pull this up?
No, not today. But I hope we'll come back to the live. I know that my YouTube live is a fucking shitstorm right now, but I'm gonna figure it out. And when I do, it's gonna be the best damn live on YouTube. No, it'll be entertaining. It'll be fun, and hopefully you'll come back, and I'll be able to answer more questions for you, but also be able to show you some of the evidence. And I will be doing that 100% on YouTube. And look, if TikTok,
I have it right here. Do you want me to read it?
If TikTok wants to join the party, yeah, Angela will read do you have the Jason Blum segment?
Yes.
Here's the Jason Blum actual quote from the magazine.
You don't want me to read the article? It's short.
It's actually more than that. It's a 2-page article. It's a whole spread.
It's 2 pages.
Okay, Angela's going to read the whole article.
Unless you don't want me to.
Well, we were kind of on the Karen retrial.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to get back to it? See, dude, we're just like we're just hanging out in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't think I want to be one of those like YouTubers who are like pulling my segments in with like sounds.
I just can't find that one quote because it's not highlighted here. I just have the article that's just 2 short pages.
I'm so sorry for that sound I just made. I was trying to drink water and ended up like sucking it out of the cup like a. I'm a mess, guys. Thank you for the likes and the kind patience that you're showing me, both on YouTube and on TikTok. And I'm sorry that the YouTube launch has gone so pissy.
Back to the Karen Reed trial. Mandy says there was a trauma consultant who made a video that said there's no way that John O'Keefe's arm injuries could have come from a car.
No, well, we watched. I think we watched what you're talking about, because if you're talking about the same thing, then it's the one that had the actual bones in there.
Oh no, she's talking about a different expert. That was a guy who just did his
stuff. Yeah, because that was a random dude, right? Like,
yeah.
Who knows?
So this is ARCA is a acronym. I can't remember what it stands for. ARCCA, but they're accident reconstruction specialists that are used by law enforcement and the courts.
Yeah,
and they did a bunch of. They haven't been in the trial yet, but they're gonna have somebody from ARCA explain everything. But they determined in the last trial that John's head did not hit Karen Reed's Lexus. And they also determined that a thrown glass couldn't have broken the taillight. They can't figure out what broke the taillight in this accident reconstruction. And they couldn't prove any of the the prosecution's theories.
Well,
the ARCA determined that he did not die from getting hit by a car. So...
By the way, well, you know what? Let's see something here.
I think it originated in Korea. Maybe that's why in South Korea. Maybe that's why the name is. I don't remember what the name stands for, but it's basically like you're eating with somebody. So they're really popular videos because.
And then you're just chomping and chewing and belching.
It became a thing where it was like competitive eating, where people would eat a whole lot. But I think the way it started was that people would just like have a big bowl of food and then just eat and talk. So it was like you could have company while you're eating with somebody who's also eating. It's kind of sweet. But anyway, you don't have to worry about your slurping sounds.
I don't?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you hear about the I'll tell you a little bit. I'll tell you about the specs later. I got to get my stream right though, bro. Oh man, it's not going well. I don't know what I'm going to have to do. I might have to switch from T-Mobile to like land-based.
You're gonna have to get a dial-up
No.
modem.
Yeah, no, not a modem. A modem, but not a dial-up. Cable. That would bum me out.
So do you still have your Karen Reed Chiron up?
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about it more?
Yes. We're still talking about Karen Reed and Don Splummick intermittently.
They just concluded with this one witness who is a sergeant who's apparently in charge.
Right.
But he had a lot of things that he couldn't answer. Like, he was on the stand talking about how they didn't keep a chain of custody for any of the evidence. You know, the defense is saying that the cops, that this is a big cover-up, that they framed Karen Reed.
Right.
And that they planted evidence, literally planted evidence. And so when he couldn't answer the question of, like, did you keep a chain of custody from when evidence arrived in the precinct?
Yeah.
And who was in charge of it and who handled it and who didn't? He was like, no, that's redundant. Once the cops have it, we have it. It doesn't matter who handles it. And it's just the craziest thing. Apparently, it's a really small police department. They said they had 45 employees. But it's like, how do you not, you know, maybe now they'll do chains of custody since it's a big deal.
I mean, it's always a big deal. I mean, how can not properly secure? You know, you're going to trial.
Now you're being accused of planting evidence because you don't have a chain of custody that can be followed.
I mean, you're going. There's a chance you're going to trial.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess to put it properly.
Nadine is here. Said his injuries were really a dog bite.
Hi, Nadine.
I mean, totally a big bite.
Yeah, that's a big dog bite.
He got chomped a bunch of times.
He got chomped a bunch.
Yeah.
And they got rid of that dog, man. And no one went in that house. And that house now doesn't even belong to them. And they got rid of that phone with all that stuff on it that we don't know about. And that phone got incinerated because not only did he get rid of the phone, but he drove way out of his way, tens of miles out of his way, to go and find and put it in a military base recycle bin where it's guaranteed to be incinerated. It's as if they know what to do.
Dr. Susan said that at that house that he was last seen alive at, she said they redid the concrete floor in the basement. God. Just a coincidence.
It's so blatant.
Is that where he was when the dude from the house was in the police department at 1:30 in the morning? Was John O'Keefe in the basement?
Yes.
Bleeding?
Yes.
Horrible. Anyway, he has drag marks on his clothes. He got dragged across the grass somehow. Or maybe he crawled. I don't know. Like he was injured, mortally wounded, and he just scooched around in the grass and got grass stains on his clothes. So they were looking at some evidence of.
Well, the grass stains are interesting for sure.
Oh, also they showed his.
But they don't implicate. Grass stains again. If he skidded out, like he'd have to get hit so hard. There's no way his body is going to escape bruising and bone breakage. And when I saw the photographs of his body, I was expecting a lot more damage to the eyes just based on the description of it before I got to it. I'm not even sure those eyes are swollen from blows, which would then mean that the only blow of any significance is the blow to the back of the head. And it is, by the way, the blow that if I understand correctly, the evidence that the coroner says is what caused the death of this man. Is that correct?
I think it was the blow to the back of his head
that caused the death.
Caused his death. Yeah, it's major.
Major.
Yeah,
for sure. It's a fucking serious injury.
He looks like he got a baseball bat. It
looks like
it's also a horizontal wound, and the prosecution is alleging that she struck him so hard that he flew back and hit his head on a flagpole or something.
Right.
Because that couldn't have happened on the soft ground.
You're going to break bones.
But what I'm saying is, like, the way for that to have happened would be if he was flown back, and then the wound would have been vertical, right? Because you don't get a horizontal wound by being struck by a vertical pole.
No.
I don't know what they're thinking.
I thought the premiere of 2 Real Live on YouTube, I thought there was going to be fireworks.
A parade, streamers,
yeah,
floats.
You know,
We can still do that.
Floats.
Do you want me to put the popcorn pot on?
Yes. Wait, what time is it? Not yet, though.
Not yet.
No, in 20 minutes.
So we'll celebrate with popcorn.
Karen Reed is getting set up.
Yep.
By and this is, I'll tell you what I like about doing this live podcast is that I love finding these instances, because this is it's the same thing. I mean, she's got way more at stake than I did. She's got life in prison at stake, which obviously living through the trauma that she's lived through is so dramatic. But the fact that powerful people are trying to destroy her is precisely what I want to fight for and against. You know what I mean? I mean, fight against and for the victims of those people. And I just think it's so blatant. I can't believe
they did such a bad job of framing her.
And by the way, when you have like 44 employees in a fucking police station, that's going to be even more pressure on anybody who wants to do the right thing.
Oh, another thing that happened
today.
You
know what I mean? And come forward.
Another thing that happened today in the trial, but the jury wasn't present. So we got to see the lawyer and the judge talk about whether this was going to be presented to the jury, and the judge ended up deciding no. But what we got to hear on the live stream was that a lot of instances in which there's very clear evidence that Proctor, the cop who was the lead investigator in the case, that he is very close family friends with the cop who owns the house. What's his name? You gotta help me out. I can't keep these names straight. Brian Albert. Yes, Brian Albert's family and the Proctor family are like super tight.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of videos of them all together, how they will pick each other's kids up from practice, and they'll have holidays together and all of this. So the lead investigator in the case, who found a dead body on his friend's lawn, maybe has a motive to make sure that it doesn't get traced back to his friend. And one thing that we do know that happened is that he never went and knocked on the front door of that house to ask anybody in there what was up.
And not only did he not do that, but neither did Jennifer McCabe do that when there was literally a body on the ground that they hoped, that they felt at least
that they were trying to revive.
That they had a certain amount of optimism around reviving. And they didn't go inside that house. They didn't go knock on that door for a professionally trained and practiced
first responder.
And they didn't go bother with that. And not only that, but she testified that not only Karen Black, but perhaps even another person
Karen
was
Reed.
Karen Reed.
Who's Karen Black?
Karen Black is an actor.
Oh.
Yeah. Karen Reed, they were doing it wrong. She in her testimony, she says Karen Reed was doing it wrong.
Yeah, so you don't want to go get somebody who's been trained.
And and it still didn't occur to you to go to the fucking house, which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Jennifer McCabe is the sister-in-law to the Alberts.
Yes, she's a cop wife.
That house.
She's a cop wife too.
She's a cop wife.
Her sister is married to the cop who owns the house.
Dodds Plums fans, Meadow Sisto is the cop's wife.
Yeah, maybe not anymore.
That's true.
Mandy said, just a casual corpse. No big deal.
I was walking around. I looked over there and I saw a tree and it looked really beautiful, covered in snow. And I was like, wow, look at that beautiful tree. And I looked over there and I was like, oh, there's a body. And I was like, that's weird. And then I just kept walking.
I didn't bother to call for help or anything.
Oh, people die. It's just what happens, especially in the cold.
Oh, Nadine said there's tons of people in here driving by the, I'm assuming on social media, who are driving by the house showing how small the yard is as well.
Yeah, it's 50 feet.
It looks really huge in the photos, probably partly because it's all covered in snow.
54 feet, isn't that what they measured it? To the door?
I can't believe it.
From the body to the door? That's nothing.
Okay.
I have an extension cord that goes that long.
So our bad attempt at accident reconstruction.
Yes.
Do you think that he was actually deceased in the house and they dragged him out?
Yes.
Or do you think that he got kicked out of the house wounded and he staggered and then fell?
I think they knew they killed him. They knew that what happened to him was mortal.
It's true, because why was
And
it's either
I think
they think that it's Brian Albert in the surveillance cameras in the precinct at 1:30 in the morning, an hour after John O'Keefe was last seen alive.
Well, that's the juiciest shit ever, because because he actually.
I think it's
didn't the defense say that it was Higgins?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, they say it's Higgins.
Yes.
But when you look at these two guys and their body type, it looks a lot more like Brian Albert,
He's
who is
skinnier
the owner of
he's skinnier than Higgins.
Yeah, he's wearing a hoodie.
Thinner, I guess.
He's wearing a hoodie. He's wearing dark shoes with white tread, with white soles.
Yeah.
And if you look at the surveillance footage from the bar that they were all at before any of this happened that night, Higgins, who they were saying is in the surveillance camera, he is wearing light shoes, and Brian Albert is wearing dark shoes with the white sole. So I think that the lawyers have it wrong, and they're identifying the wrong man. They're saying it's Higgins, but he's much fatter, so he would fill out his hoodie a lot more, and he was wearing different shoes. But the shoes of the guy at 1:30 in the morning in the precinct matches Brian Albert, so I think it's him instead. He's like in 3 different cars.
Something ain't right.
What is he doing? I hope he explains.
Something ain't right. Yes, Jenna. Meadow.
Jenna's confused.
Hi, Jenna. Yes, Meadow is I don't know actually, as Angela points out. I actually don't know what Meadow's up to. But last I heard, she was married to a police officer in Portland. Which, by the way, it looks as though, although I'm not completely sure, and I'm going to find out at the end of the week, because this week I meet with the Portland for the venue. So if you're in the Portland area, we're going to be putting up Don's Plum and a book signing in a movie theater. It's going to be fun. In
a Portland, Oregon near you.
And then we're going to do this live, which you can tell when you go to the YouTube how huge this is. Massive. It's so big. It's big as Leo's problems.
Okay, you want to hear from the chat?
Yeah, I know. Yes, we're going to make it happen, Nadine. Nadine's like, make it happen in Atlanta. I'm working on it, and maybe you can help a little bit. Let's talk. I'm working on it right now with Plaza. I hit a bump in the road. They're scared of Leo.
Yo, Jenna's asking, Meadow Sisto is in the trial, and that's because you went and did a non sequitur and you started talking about Meadow Sisto.
No, Meadow Sisto's not in the trial.
Yeah, but see what you did? You gotta stay on topic, Dale.
I'm here to confuse you. This is my...
Okay, Meadow Sisto's not in the trial. Dale was just mentioning Meadow because she was... Last we saw, she was married to a cop.
I'm here to confuse you. I'm here to drive people away from knowledge. It is my goal.
Nadine has a theory.
To make people know less.
Do you want to hear Nadine's theory?
Yes, Nadine. Of course I do.
Nadine thinks that there was a fight.
Yes.
In the house.
Yes.
That it got the dog riled up.
Oh.
Where he received those bites.
Yes.
And then they dragged him out. But was he alive when he was dragged out? Or was he deceased already? Somebody hit him in the back of the head with what looks like it could have been a baseball bat. Like a baseball bat, like a baseball swing.
Uh-huh.
Like a nice horizontal, what is it? No. Parallel to the ground, right?
Yeah.
You swing, and it creates a nice, like, horizontal wound on the back of the guy's head.
Yeah.
It's, like, you can see there's a depression. Like, his skull is cracked back there. His skull's broken.
It's nasty.
Like, what could do that?
It killed him.
I don't think that happens when you fall back inside of a house. I think you have to be struck really hard by something.
I have a similar theory. I just think that it's over Higgins. I think Higgins has a motive.
You think Higgins did it?
I think Higgins was involved in this.
Oh yeah, I know, but who do you think?
Yes, I think Higgins.
We know the dog did it.
I think
know the dog did something.
I think Higgins did it. I think it was the dispute with Higgins. What we're learning and what the defense is not doing a great job at establishing thus far is that Higgins is close to the head investigator. What's his name? Proctor. That's a kind of an unfortunate name, Proctor, don't you think? I just think it's a little unfortunate, that name. I don't like that name.
Okay.
I'm going to name somebody that I don't like in a book I write or whatever. Proctor.
I'd rather be a Proctor than a Higgins.
I like Higgins a lot.
You do?
Yeah.
He sounds like a beloved, like, professor or something.
Higgins is a beloved professor. I love that.
Mandy's talking about Jennifer McCabe's Google search about how long it takes to pass away in the cold.
I think
this is a nothing burger to me.
Well, I think that is a nothing burger. Just to comment on that, but before we comment on that, let me just go back and finish up. I think that it's also entirely possible that John knew that Higgins was in that house, that John knew that Higgins was hitting on Karen, and found out one way or another.
Apparently, it was Higgins who invited him to the house.
I mean, come on, bro.
So
this guy Higgins.
You think he lured him
is
in
engaged in yes
to beat him up?
Yes.
But you don't think he meant to kill him?
Of course not. Absolute complete
that part
accident.
was an accident.
That was the accident.
Yeah. So what made that wound though? Because that must have been like a baseball
cement
bat or something.
floor.
I'm telling you.
A cement floor.
No way.
If you knock a dude out, listen to me.
No, he couldn't have fallen back and created that wound.
I don't agree with you. He's a tall man. If he got leveled from start and dropped
like
straight
by
back,
the Hulk? No way.
Hey, listen. This is a true story.
If you fall back and you strike your head on something really hard, you can be wounded and you could have brain bleed inside. But the wound that's on the back of his head, you could see a very clear depression.
Listen to me.
There's no way that his own body falling would do that.
I have two stories. The first one is my brother, 19 whatever, 80 whatever. It's Halloween. We're going to go out. We're drinking, so it's probably like 86 to 87, something like that. I was moved out already, so we get into an argument. He grabs me by my neck. Yeah. And he renders me unconscious and then throws me like a rag doll. So all I had was my weight. My head flung back and hit the wall.
That's horrible.
And I have the scar to this day. And it not dissimilar to the one that you saw on the back of Oki's head.
Yes, but his skull was depressed inside. Like you could see there's like a dent. There's like round skull and then a dent. Like that doesn't happen just from falling over.
Well,
it doesn't happen from falling over into not onto like a concrete floor. Maybe the edge of, I don't know, like a furnace or something.
Or some of these basements have these poles.
Listen, why would he go down in
foundation
the
poles or support beams?
They re-cemented their basement.
So I'm saying
that's incriminating.
I'm saying this head crack. And so the second story is that my ex-girlfriend way back when, her best friend's father was at a Little Caesars, and there was this drunk guy harassing this really cute cashier at Little Caesars. And it was clear to this man that this clerk was uncomfortable. And so he tried to intervene and stop this guy from making this woman feel uncomfortable. And then the guy he became belligerent and even worse. And so my ex's best friend's father took a shot at the guy, landed square in his jaw. The man fell backwards, struck his head, and dead. And he did 10 years for involuntary manslaughter. He was sentenced.
This is why it's such a bad idea to fight anybody in public.
Point is,
it's just like that something bad could happen. They could just fall badly, and then all of a sudden you've got a murder charge.
I've had my head split open from not even hitting concrete.
I know, but what you're talking about is, okay, so when it happened to you, your skin was damaged, but you didn't have a big giant dent in your skull.
By the way, well, here's another, and this might sound ridiculous to you, and you can take it as ridiculous or whatever, but I was in Vancouver, I got really drunk one night, and I was running into an apartment building, and I lost my footing, and I slid into a concrete cinder block wall, like into the corner of it, basically. The dent I still have the dent in my bone and on my you can feel it, but you can see the scar. And so I just think,
did your bone break?
I think you're underestimating what concrete can do to us. It's just, it can split us wide open.
Yeah.
It's just so, like when you come at it at force, at gravity.
Dr. Susan said there were multiple skull fractures. Also, a blow on the back of the head can cause black eyes like he had.
And that's what it looks like to
That's
me. It
interesting.
looks like those black eyes are the
Thank you, Dr.
cause
Susan.
of the blow to the back of the head.
Yeah.
They don't look like, because I like what they were describing. I thought it was going to be like looking like a broken orbital or something, like, you know, like a UFC fighter. You know, you see them after
Right.
a brutal match, and you know when they've, you know. But this looked like, first of all, it was above the eye.
Yeah, his eyelids were swollen
It was
all
the
the way
eyelids,
out.
which tells me that's not from.
Crazy.
But I don't. I say tells me.
That guy got really hurt.
I'm from Winnipeg. I don't know anything. You know what I mean? I used to be able to fish, but not even that
Okay,
anymore.
can we get back to...
Yeah.
Okay, Mandy's comment.
Yeah.
The Google search about how long to pass away in the cold.
Yes.
I mean,
So, yes, back to Mandy's comment. So,
I believe that this is like a nothing burger. It was really compelling evidence for me earlier, but then when I heard Jennifer McCabe's explanation and the defense's like data analyst explanation, it makes a lot of sense to me. So that's why I kind of just forgot about it.
all I can say is this, because I am not compelled. I don't feel very comfortable with the prosecutor's evidence as related to this. Like that woman who wore the toque.
Yeah, she was the data recovery specialist, or she's like a teacher about
She wasn't
data forensics.
super compelling to me.
No, she was a horrible witness.
And I didn't feel like she was like necessarily believable in that, like I wouldn't convict somebody based on what she brought to the table.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'll say about that text is, if that text occurred before 6:35 in the morning or whatever the actual time was, and you know, between say whatever 12:30 and 2:30 in the morning, I think the actual whatever, if that text took place at the time they claim, 2 something in the morning, then it's terribly incriminating. So it's really about whether or not you're ready to believe it. So I'm going to buy the nothing burger on that, but not because only because I don't think anyone can prove one way or another that that's got enough weight on it to. But what it does do is it successfully creates doubt. In my opinion, it successfully creates doubt. Doug's coming in for some scrubs.
For no reason.
At Too Real live, dogs come in for scritches in the middle of our talks, and they get them.
Okay, yeah. So about this. Okay, so Jennifer McCabe texts how long to die in the snow. She says that she texted that at 6:30 in the morning when Karen Reed was telling her to. Karen Reed was like, "Oh my God, we found my boyfriend dead in the snow. How long has he been here? Is it possible he's still alive? If he's been here since last night when I last saw him at 12:30 in the morning, does that mean he's already dead?"
Right.
She was just frantic. Obviously, these are silly questions. But Jennifer McCabe said that she was trying to placate Karen Reed by looking it up at 6:30 in the morning. That
Right.
makes a ton of sense. The only reason why the prosecution is explaining that the reason why her phone is saying that search happened at 2:30 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning or something, was because Jennifer McCabe was getting ready for bed and she opened a new tab, same tab that she used at 6:30 in the morning. And that makes a lot of sense to me. I just feel like her explanation is a good explanation.
It might be. Again, I'm not gonna I can't I don't feel comfortable saying, hey, it's still a weird thing to do. Like if she says, if Karen Reed asks.
I think he's asking for dinner.
Guess dog's hungry or something, man. Hey, you should put the pot on, actually.
Okay.
If Karen Reed, I have a hard time believing Karen Reed asked her to do that, or that if she did, she would anyway. Karen Reed asked her, how long does it take? They fucking just saw his body. It doesn't matter how long it takes.
In the morning, it was like...
You can guess between the time you saw him last and the time you're standing there.
There were 2 women with Karen Reed, and they both are talking about how she was in absolute hysterics, and they were trying to manage her emotionally, and that she was just like panicking constantly. And that I think that if Jennifer McCabe thought, oh, if I search this and get her the answer, then maybe she'll stop ranting about this question. Like I don't know, it just makes sense to me. I don't think anybody thinks that Jennifer McCabe did the crime.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of really
Nobody.
damning evidence
I don't think anyone
without
does.
that.
I certainly don't think she did the crime.
Right, but
I think she's a cop wife who will cover it up in a minute.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I don't think that. I think that there's enough evidence without that. That's not the smoking pew pew. Is what I'm saying. All right, I'm gonna deal with this dog. He's so
Dale,
noisy.
Angela, and dog.
I know. All right, 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm putting the phone on, right?
Yes, please.
It's so loud.
Let me. Well, can I pet that dog? Yes, Manny, you can pet that dog. Well, I don't know if we can see it. Maybe Angela can. I don't know. We're gonna get a dog. Angela wants a dog cam, but I can't even get these two cameras to stream nicely. So I'm not gonna add a camera yet until I can get my stream to look decent. I'm excited about it. I'm sorry, I just read a comment on YouTube because I do have, we do have at least one viewer on YouTube right now. You guys are awesome, man. Thank you for all your patience. Clay Pigeons, California, Natural Born, True Romance. What are we talking about? Because I love all those movies. All of them. Oh, wait. Did I see them all? Yes. Oh. Angela's dog. I'm going to wait till she comes. She can tell the story. I'm just asking a question of the person who's asking a question. I saw Clay Pigeons, then remembered how many came out, and I loved them. Clay Pigeons. I saw Clay Pigeons, then remembered how many came out. I don't even know what clay pigeons are. I'm lost. Am I uncultured? I am. I'm pretty much uncultured. I mean, I think like I have a little bit of culture, but I'm pretty much uncultured. I'm uncouth. That's what my dad would say. I'm uncouth. I'm probably not uncouth. Maybe a little bit.
What are you doing? Just typing?
Yeah. Well, so Alyssa is with us on YouTube, and Alyssa's asking if Leonardo DiCaprio hasn't threatened me about the screening, and I was like, which screening? And she's like, the one in Portland. And I was like, he doesn't know.
Well, that's
So Alyssa
might be him.
please don't tell him. If you are a agent for Leonardo DiCaprio, please don't tell him. I am begging you. Please don't tell him.
I think you're allowed to do a free screening, Dale.
I am allowed to do a free screening, but that doesn't stop him from intimidating people. That doesn't stop him from saying, look, he got my movie taken down from Vimeo,
Vimeo. Yeah.
without showing them anything, without showing them any proof, without showing them anything. So, bunch of bullshit.
Okay, we're behind on the comments.
Let's go. Angela's back.
Nadine said, we've all seen our dogs freak out when we have been play fighting. I think, yeah, that it definitely makes a lot of sense. That dog trusted two people in that house because they hung out a lot. They were the two men who were at that house were related by marriage.
Hey, come here.
You, Dale?
They want to see the dog. This is the dog. He's not being very... What? What? You're on TV. You're on someone's TV. That's the little pup. Dog! Yeah, well, Angela, I watched Captain Ron. I saw Captain Ron before I met Meadow, but after I met her, I actually cut this from the book because I was in I went to Hollywood, and then all of a sudden I find myself in these video stores, and there's like a bunch of people I'm fucking hanging out with on the wall. It was a very strange, surreal experience, I must say.
Nadine is saying, a guy from my school did one punch and the guy hit his head and passed away.
That's right. Yeah, that happened
Anything
to
can
mine.
happen.
Exactly. We know this can happen. We know this can happen. We know this can
Oh, that
happen.
was Mandy. I'm sorry. Did I say Nadine?
You did say Nadine. But,
Sorry. Nadine is saying that Jennifer McCabe searched for how long to die in the cold, then deleted it, and that made it suspicious.
Well, their forensic specialist says that she did not delete it, that there is no user deletion, that there was some kind of system deletion. But then the the defense made a very interesting argument with regards source code and how that relates specifically to location data, because she was also basing some of her opinion on the location data that she extrapolated from the phone, and apparently that data is unreliable because it falls under proprietary fucking something or other. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just putting words together and I'm letting them come out my mouth. That's what I'm doing. That's what they pay me for here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nadine
Yes.
says that she did a little, went down the rabbit hole of 90s killer movies last night. I know I was supposed to say unalivers.
No, you're not. I don't give a shit about you. We're on YouTube. We're lagging on YouTube now, man. We got one concurrent viewer.
So Nadine's
39 views. We're not stopping
film
until we're
list
getting to the top.
was Clay Pigeons. Do you know that one?
No. Is that a movie?
Yes.
Oh.
California.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. Natural Born Unalivers.
My favorite. I saw it opening night and then the following morning.
And True Romance.
Yeah, I mean, what I was going to say is that, so Angela, when I met Angela, she had this one-eyed dog. And you wouldn't believe the work they did on this dog with the missing eye. Like, it was perfect. Like, it was like
They stitched him up real good.
it was amazing. Like, he was so handsome.
Mm-hmm.
This dog was handsome.
Yeah, they did this web stitching so that his eye socket didn't sink in.
Well,
So
Angela
it
got
just
really
looked
lucky.
like a pirate.
She was working for a vet at the time
Mm-hmm.
that this dog's eye became injured to the extent that it needed to be removed. So she not only had this great connection, but this guy was like vested in a lot of ways, right? He was like, I'm not gonna, you're kind of like a walking testimony.
The 30-year veterinarian. He decided to use my dog as a teaching opportunity to teach the younger vets about how to do this.
And my
surgery.
God, like, you should have seen this work. Well, anyway,
Cosmetic work in Los Angeles.
the dog's name is Clarence. But here's the funny, you got to
dog's name is Clarence.
Tell the story. So True Romance. Tell the story about Clarence.
Okay, so because you just saw True Romance,
Right.
I have named no less than 3 pets after that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a street dog named Drexel, that we named Drexel.
Yeah.
He was he had like one crushed paw and a rib that stuck out, and like he was all like mangled.
He was a gnarly dude.
And he was this mean looking dog, this like black Akita mix. Anyway, the name was perfect. I had a cat that was like this stoner roommate. We named him Floyd because that's perfect. Anyway, so I got this puppy, and I knew I was going to name him Clarence because he had the same like blonde coloring as Christian Slater in True Romance. And it was really weird because as soon as I put the tag on his neck, my roommate had him outside. My roommate was like watching the dog while I was in the shower, and I didn't know that she took him off leash while she was sweeping. But apparently he got something really bad in his eye. I have no idea what happened. But his eye blew up, and I had to go and take him to the vet. He like opened his eye late that night, and it was all cloudy. I was like, oh, this is horrible. And it was as soon as I put the tag and named him Clarence, okay?
That's crazy to me.
As soon as I got him back from the vet, he had a cone on his head. I have had medication. We were going to try and save his eye. And then that night, I was walking him in my neighborhood in Angelino Heights in Los Angeles, and we witnessed a drive-by shooting. And it was really awful. I won't tell the story because it was really horrible, traumatic experience for the whole neighborhood. But the point is...
There was a terrible death in it, yeah.
The point is about the dog and the name is that I named him Clarence from True Romance.
Yes.
And that same day, he injured his right eye, which is the same eye that Christian Slater loses, that Clarence loses in True Romance, and after a gunfight. So he ended up the dog ended up having to have surgery and have the eye removed, and it happened after a gunfight, just like the movie, and I cursed him with the name. And that's how my dog lost his eye, because I named him Clarence.
I love it.
Anyway, that's the story. I could probably do a better job telling that story another time. Maybe I should practice.
Yeah, well, that was, first try. You got your first try in there. It's pretty good.
Claire wants to know, was it hard to get Jeremy Sisto to be in your movie? Was he part of the P Posse?
No, he wasn't part of the P Posse, but he was. Who's asking?
Claire.
Hi, Claire. No, he was not difficult to get in the movie. Jeremy Sisto was a very. We wanted to put all our friends in, but he was very special to me. He got me started in Hollywood, and so I wanted to very much to have him in my first movie. And so he was actually working with Ridley Scott when we were shooting Don's Plum. I believe he was shooting White Squall. And then he came back from that in time for the second shoot. And so I wrote him a role. And he, of course, agreed to play it. But I wrote the role as Guy in Car. That was the name of the character. And his role was to pick up Amber Benson's character, Amy, who was hitchhiking, and who he would then eventually kick out of the car, which would begin this night of hers where nothing goes right until she smashes a Jeep. Spoilers! So, I gave Jeremy the script, and I said, hey man, I wrote you a role. And he was like, yeah, let's do it, let's see it. And I gave him the script, and he was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, what's the matter, dude? And he was like, Guy in Car? I just fucking worked with Ridley Scott, and you're going to give me the role Guy in Car? And I laughed, of course, and I was like, well, I don't have a fucking name for him. And then RD was like, name him yourself. And he was like, you want me to name him? I'm like, yeah, Bernard. And that was the way he got named Bernard. But yeah, dude, he was like, and I mean, he was not just like, hey, let's tickle, fun. But that was, he was like, wow, I can't believe you would insult me this way. It was kind of a lesson.
That was when you learned, right, that like actors don't want to be playing nameless characters, like
especially actors who work, with like in the upper echelons. Like he was second only to Leo in our group as far as prospective actors were at the time. I mean, he was working with all the greats.
I looked up Scott Bloom's career after Don's Plum.
Yeah,
because
it was real easy.
And he had a lot of roles that were like nameless.
Yes.
And I was just so sad for him because he should have been huge.
By his own fucking friend.
Yeah. Mandy was talking about the evidence in the Karen Reed trial.
Jeremy Sisto was so fine, says Jenna.
Dale, are you with me?
We're talking about the delicious Jeremy Sisto.
Yeah.
So what were you saying?
I was just going to help you see Mandy's comment.
What was it?
She was talking about the evidence in the Karen Reed trial.
Yes.
And how messy these 40-year-olds are being with each other.
Are we guys this ageism?
And how weird. Well, it's like there's these.
Is 42 old now? We got to retire at 32?
No. I'm talking about like Karen Reed and Higgins are flirting with each other and they want to have an affair, but they're just, it's pathetic. It's pathetic.
What's really weird is that and that it was allowed, and I guess it's because it's in his response to our request for clarity or whatever the fuck he called it. And this being Higgins' supervisor, who found out, I guess, through one way or another, that there were these exchanges between Reed and Higgins, and so Higgins had to provide an explanation. His explanation is that this was Reed's attempt at getting back at John O'Keefe because she had witnessed, according to Higgins, I suppose, that she had witnessed that he was all like up in this girl's
that he was cheating.
Space.
Yeah.
And she believed that he was either cheating or capable of cheating. And then
that's what she said she thought he was that night when he didn't come back to the car. She was like, "Oh, you're obviously cheating on me," because they were both wasted, so she didn't know. And
she also, well, yeah, exactly. I'll leave it at that.
So Mandy is saying, can we all just take a minute to imagine the scorched hell of having your Google searches analyzed?
Oh,
I've said this before that like.
I've been working incognito for a while now, though.
I absolutely hate that evidence in any like criminal proceeding. Whenever they have like cell phone search evidence, sometimes it's really obvious where they're like, searching like, is cutting up a body supposed to be this hard or something, something really obvious. But sometimes I'll just get like curious about something gory and just search about it. And if it turned out that I was like being framed for some sort of crime, it would definitely come back to bite me. Sometimes you just are a fan of like horror content and you do bad searches.
Yep.
I don't think it should be evidence.
No,
I'm
well,
with
I
you,
mean,
Mandy.
well, of course it's going to be evidence. I mean, if it's going to be like, hey, man, like you're looking up like where to buy the gun, like it's of course it should be evidence if it's relevant. The problem that they have on both sides is that they can't take this thing, whether you're the prosecutor or whether you're the defense, you can't seem to take this search and make any actual reasonable sense of it. But of course, your searches matter. Of course, your discourse matters. This is all relevant to potentially relevant.
Nadine said, I forgot about White Squall.
Closest drag club to me. Yeah, White Squall, man. Let me tell you, man, White Squall was crazy because that's when I first met Ryan Phillippe. I love that kid. Anyway,
You guys were friends?
yeah, I mean, we had a brief time together where we were very friendly.
Do you want him to read your book?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's probably going to. As soon as he finds out about it, you don't have to send it to him because as soon as he finds out about it,
We're going to send everybody your book.
What's crazy about that movie is everybody thought it was going to be massive. Like, it was the movie to get. And there was this kid who, like, Michael Cole, this kid showed up from Seattle. I don't know, he was like 20 or whatever.
He's
he
an
was
actor?
so fucking beautiful, this guy. Like, I remember the first time I saw him, he was like in Formosa. I don't know where he came from. He literally just showed up from Seattle, and all of a sudden, he was the most beautiful thing. And he walked into town and got an agent just because he was so fucking beautiful. And his first audition was White Squall, and he got it. And everyone was like, he's going to be the biggest thing ever. And it was like the quickest ascent I'd ever seen from a guy who just showed up to literally like on the radar of everybody in Hollywood in an instant. He worked with Angelina Jolie shortly after in the model one. What was that? Gia.
Mm-hmm.
He did Gia with her, and he was fabulous in it. And then his career just kind of slipped into the nether. He died, and I don't know why, but it was just like this amazing story because I'd never seen anything like it. And I remember being like filled with envy. I was like, oh my God, because I got there and I showed up at my Clueless audition, and this guy shows up at his first audition and he nails a Ridley Scott movie. It was pretty wild.
It just works for some people. I feel like it's just a
Red
faded.
Dawn on the Sea is funny. Sorry, you were saying?
Nothing. Mandy, this is really complimentary. Mandy said, the passion in your eyes when you talk about your work, I love it.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Yeah, I love it all. I really do. I love writing so much, and I love filmmaking, and I love hanging out with filmmakers. We got a few here tonight. Stefan's still with us, and sometimes Rocket Ships shows up. He's a filmmaker, and I don't know who else might be with us who is also like writers, and I love all that stuff. I think I fell in love with art when I learned that, or not, when I started learning about history. And the thing that survived was art. Like, the thing that seemed to survive more than anything else was art. And it was the beginning of a fixation for me of wanting to leave art behind. So I literally would write poems. There was this period of like a couple of years where I'd write poems and I would just leave them. I would leave them in books, on desks, in people's possession, whatever. I would just leave poems everywhere because I had this fixation with it, even though I knew that poems would, dissolve into the, into thin air. But I still had this fixation, this fascination with creating something that might last is a really, we're going to die. That's 100% guaranteed. But can my work live forever?
That's neat.
Yeah. I love the challenge of creating one damn thing. I want to create one song that lasts, one movie that lasts, one book that lasts. I think I got the book and the movie, maybe. I don't think it's going to like forever. I mean, fuck. But it'll I'll die a couple years later. People will be like, hey, what's this shit? And they'll read it, or some fool will get it for Christmas.
They're making jokes in the chat about their search history.
Yeah.
Nadine said my Google is stupid. How to fix my dishwasher, closest drag club next to me, how long to boil noodles. Mandy was talking about this. There's a viral video about this guy. I think she's talking about the same dude that I am. He is on trial for he's being suspected of having unalived his wife.
Okay.
He got a life insurance policy, and then she went missing. And and they read out loud in the trial his search history. And I think this is what Mandy's talking about. It's basically he Googled every step of the process of how to dispose of the body.
That's, I mean, you know what I mean?
It was even like how long until a body starts to smell, and like just really.
Yeah, no, I remember this now. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't run from that.
And the court camera's just on him while it's just reading. You can see his eyes are like all wide.
That's fantastic.
It's horrible. So stupid. I'm glad he got caught. Stefan said, "You're still only at the start of your legacy, Dale."
I want that to be true. You know, look, I'm 55 years old, and if you guys haven't seen the Bill Burr Drop Dead
Years,
it's
great.
Stand up on Hulu, I couldn't recommend it more. But I feel
Is it on
this.
Hulu?
Listen,
No, it's Netflix. I think.
I'm not going to say who, but you know, a friend of mine, a couple years younger than me. I'm not going to say who because you guys might know who he is. But he just got diagnosed with lymphoma. And, you know, look, lymphoma, the prognosis is typically good. That's hilarious. You know, a 25% chance of losing your life is so fucking major. But, especially when you're 52 or whatever. But, at least it's lymphoma. And he has a 75% chance of beating it straight out of the gate. Solid. But, you know, I want it to be the beginning. I'm just also at that age where, you know, I could go from here to the kitchen and
It's the Drop Dead
Angela would
Years.
be like, fuck, that was quick. Holy shit. Well, at least I'm still young.
Yeah, there was this. I can't remember who it was.
Thank you, Stefan. You're really a great guy. I'm so lucky to have you around. I really am.
Mandy said, "Oh, that's so sad. I hope he's going to be okay."
Yeah, me too. I'm extremely nervous. And it also is this like shitty reminder. And I say only, I only call it a shitty reminder because I'm sad for him, and to take his moment of struggle and turn it into my warning to get shit done seems a little selfish, but it's impossible not to think about your own life when you're sitting there watching your friend staring in the depths of his own and in the
It's not you, dude. You're not doing it. It's like there's this. Have you ever heard of that whole? There's a whole productivity book and like method about counting the predicted weeks of your life and like counting them down. It's so morbid.
That's morbid as fuck.
But it's like
hard not to. I mean, I'm 55
sometimes-
years old. I always used to go like, 10 years from now I can get this, or I still have this time. I would put these benchmarks of like, I'll have this by 40, or you know what I mean? We all do it, right? Like by 30, I'll be married with 2 children, and by 35, the fucking job interview, where do you see yourself in 5 years, sir? This kind of shit. And at 55, you start going like, I remember being like, 20 years, and then I would look ahead at 20 years and I would compare it to the people around me of that age and be like, yeah, relatively young. Not anymore, 20 years from now, my pants are going to be hard to keep up.
Sorry.
I'm going to pull them all the way up to my moobs, buckle it up and head to the library for a bridge tournament.
Shit gets so real though. Mandy's saying that she's a midwife, and in her job, she has to try and resuscitate babies and then come home to her kids. Like,
but that's just
so cruel,
wild, and unimaginable to me. I think about people like you, Mandy. I think about people who have these like wild jobs, and
like real hero shit.
It got the real impact happened to me when I had a friend of mine who was becoming an orthopedic surgeon, and he had to work with cadavers, obviously, and in one case, he told me after working with and seeing the human rib cage inside a body, right? He couldn't eat pork ribs anymore. He was like, they look exactly the same.
That's horrible.
Did I fuck up? Did I mess up?
That's a different topic.
Did I screw up? I screwed up?
Okay.
What did I do?
Listen, if you want to talk about cannibalism, we can talk about it.
No, it's not about cannibalism because he couldn't eat ribs anymore. It's just like, this is relevant to, you got to go back to your daily life. And like the reason this story happened is because we were literally eating ribs. He fucked us all up. We were sitting there eating ribs. And
he's like, you know what those look like?
He's like, I cancan't do it. And I'm sitting there like licking my fucking fingers going, why, Mike? Fucking barbecue sauce all around my lips. And he's like, well, Dale, because that looks exactly like my ribs. And I stopped. I was like, because I was a vegetarian for 14 years. And then did I jump off the wagon? Like when I quit eating meat, I was like jumping on the backs of fucking cows and chewing them to death. Like I just ate meat constantly. And ribs was like my go-to. Until fucking Mike was like, yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoy the really morbid memoirs by like, surgeons and doctors and stuff where they...
Was it education or educated, I should say?
One that I really liked was titled Body of Work. But yeah, it starts out where it's such such a rite of passage for doctors where they have to do the cadaver work. And they have to like really be faced with mortality and what it means to be sort of like in the in-between, like their entire job is in the liminal space.
Yeah.
It's like the 12th house of the astrology chart is where they work, I
used to think about that as like, and I know this might sound a little bit shitty, but like if you're a gynecologist, if that's your job, right? You're, an OBGYN, and then you're like, you're relatively a young man and you're in this like, you're in a deep intimate relationship. And like you're, doing pap smears all day, that's got to be wild. That's got to be like a whole wild way to like that people have the ability to separate. Do you know what I mean? Like if I looked at like sexually transmitted diseases all day, do you know what I mean? And then I go home and be like, it's date night.
Well, I have.
You know what I mean? It's just like
I have kind of experienced this because I used to manage a erotic boutique.
Right.
I'm trying to speak carefully because of TikTok, and I was working there full time.
A sex shop, you can call it that.
I don't know if that'll get you in trouble.
Nah, I don't even care anymore. You know what? What are you gonna do? Arrest me? You take me down?
So I was there, my full time job was at a sex shop in Washington D.C. And then and after I don't know, maybe 9 months to a year or something, I was like, this is really kind of making me feel like bored of. It's
like numbing. Yes. Numbing intimacy.
It was definitely like desensitizing.
Well, and it also exposes you to like a lot of to at least some of the desperate creatures that lurk in that.
Oh yeah, well that was a different thing. I had a ton of stories about the creeps that we would. We're gonna
do a whole Too Real on that. On that for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna hear all the.
You have to have like so many strategies to deal with super creepy people, but just generally like.
I can't believe the edge of my monitor is in my shot. I worked all day and there's an edge of fucking gotta crop it out.
Well, what do you say, Dale? You want to have some popcorn?
Ladies and gentlemen, this was the world premiere of Too Real Live on YouTube. It was a total, absolute fucking disaster, and I'm so proud to have done it and to have been a part of it with you guys. I was so excited about it all day long because I knew that some of you got to see Angela today, and for some of you, that's been months in coming. And so I was very excited about that. And I still am.
I know you're all very impressed.
And she's wonderful, isn't she? I know I can solicit this
you can stop.
And get fair answers.
Can stop.
Anyway, I was just glad to do this. I worked really hard.
You did. You worked so hard. And it's going to get better.
It's going to get way better.
But I'm really glad that you had a successful first.
I'm going to tweak the leg issues. It says I got an excellent stream and nobody's watching now. But it says I got an excellent stream.
It's okay. It's only the beginning.
I can't thank you enough. You guys are the coolest people on fucking earth right now. And thank you for sharing my evenings. Thank you for sharing your stories. And thank you for listening to mine and to Angela's. Angela, I hope you enjoyed your first night being on camera.
Yep.
You look amazing. And I'm not saying that to be, make you feel uncomfortable.
I need to stock up on the
camera loves you.
Like mascot outfits. Like I want to wear I don't know, like a different
Good night, Nadine. You're
outfit.
the best. Yes, I can't wait. We're gonna put you in costumes too. I want to see you with, like, not like
Like one of
Playboy
those
bunny
big,
ears,
like,
but like big bunny ears.
Feather headdresses, like at
Yeah.
the carnival.
Yes. And we'll put, and we'll get you some real makeup.
Oh yeah, Nadine says Eagles gear. I'll do that.
Yes,
I'll do
Eagles
that for
gear.
you guys, yeah.
Eagles. Oh, by the way, before we go, Eagles' first game of the season is Dallas at Philadelphia. That means, and dude, I love this. That means that the schedulers made Dallas watch the Philadelphia Eagles raise the championship banner. The whole fucking Dallas Cowboys have to watch that shit.
You guys hate each other.
I love it. It's the best. You can't ask for a better. That is the best. Oh my God, I wish I could be there. If I could be there, oh, the joy. You guys are the best. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be lag free on YouTube. Please check us out on YouTube. But we will be simulcasting while we work out the kinks. Speaking of the Kinks, I think they're a really great band. You should check them out.
Speaking of which, Nadine said I should wear a British Queen's Guard hat.
I love it. Where do you get one?
I don't know.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys are wonderful. Good night, everyone.
Good night.